Hey guys, this is Annie Parker, EAS athlete and IFBB Bikini Pro. I'm here at bodybuilding.com to take you through one of my leg days. We're gonna be focusing on glutes and hamstrings, so let's get started. So with our leg workout today, we're gonna be focusing on keeping the heart rate up. So while we're building the glutes and hamstrings, we're also gonna be focusing on burning calories and also thinking about our balance. So that's why we bring in a lot of single leg exercises. So let's go. So our first superset is gonna be sumo squats, and then we're gonna be doing curtsy lunges for the superset. When I'm doing the sumo squats, I'm really focused on my form, making sure that my knees are not going over my toes, I have a nice wide stance, and I'm going down into a nice stretch of the hamstrings. Go down nice and slow, and then while we're coming up, we're kind of exploding up a little bit, but we're tucking the tailbone under to make sure we really squeeze the glutes at the top. With curtsy lunges, again, we're really thinking about the stretch that we're getting when we cross over. So take a nice big step over, and then as we're crossing, you're feeling that stretch. Everything is a stretch and contraction. For this next exercise, we're gonna be doing the Bulgarian split squat. For Bulgarian split squats, I like to hold at least a 10-pound weight just for balance. It's really helpful to hold the weights. It doesn't make it harder, it actually helps you out a little bit. You're gonna put your toe on the bench and then bring your foot out far enough where your knee isn't gonna go over your toe when you go into the squat. This next superset is the cable kickback. We're gonna be supersetting between bent knee and straight leg kickbacks. When I superset these, I like to do 15 of the bent leg and then 15 of the straight leg before I switch legs. This really exhausts the leg because you're basically doing 30 reps on each leg. So for bent knee, I like to keep my back pretty straight and I like to hold on with both hands to make sure that I'm really focusing on the glutes and the hamstrings. Again, we're stretching out, bending the leg in and pushing out, driving through the heel. Whenever you're focusing on glutes and hamstrings, you're always driving through the heel, whether your heels are on the ground or in the air. Our next exercise is the single leg press. So for the single leg press, I start with both feet on the platform. I did a nice, high, narrow foot stance, and then I drop one down right before starting. I didn't do any weight on this leg press because the actual machine was already starting at 167 pounds. When you're doing single leg, that's a good amount of weight, so I didn't feel any extra weight was needed. Make sure you bring the knee in closer to your chest so you feel a nice stretch, and then push out through the heel. The next exercise is the single leg deadlift. This is one of my harder exercises, but it's also one of my favorites. It's gonna take a little bit of practice and a lot of balance. So when you first start out, you can start out by holding the back of a bench or the back of a chair, whatever you need to make sure that you have your balance. You're bringing your leg up behind you nice and straight, and that also helps you balance yourself out. Another thing that I like to do to keep my balance while I'm doing these is concentrate on one spot. If you're looking all over the place or trying to follow your form as you go, you're probably gonna lose your balance a little bit. So if I find one spot on the wall, I just keep my focus there, and it really helps me maintain balance throughout the entire exercise. And our final exercise were the glute bridges. So I have the bar sitting just below my hip bones and both shoulder blades on the bench. I'm gonna bring my glutes all the way down to the floor and almost touch the floor before popping right back up and really squeezing the glutes for the best activation. I always like to finish up with one last good glute exercise because we've already done a ton of glutes and hamstrings, and I just like to do one last set to burn them out. I always do at least 2 leg days a week, with one of them being glute and hamstring focused. So you can use this as one of your leg days, while the other one is more quad dominant. If you have any questions at all, you can find me at Sassy Fit Chick on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and for more free videos and articles like this, keep coming back to bodybuilding.com.